this new Drake album, This For All The Dogs, could very well be dropping this coming week, June 30th, and here's why. We got to take a look at this. Let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and details everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So quick recap, but all of y'all have seen this. I just dropped a video about this a couple of hours ago, but Drake announced a new album together with his poetry book with Kenza Samir, which you can access through the website titlesruineverything.com. That is the website for the title of the book, and on there we can see this announcement right here that says, I made an album to go with the book. They say they miss the old Drake, Girl Don't Tempt Me, For All The Dogs. So this one is going to be the new album, For All The Dogs. And ever since this got online about a day ago, a lot of people have been making some theories about this and when this could possibly drop. Because remember, he is going on tour together with 21 Savage for the It's All a Blur tour, which is for their joint album, Her Loss, obviously. We got the announcement for the tour in March, I believe. And we made some theories a couple of weeks back already about Scary Hours 3 still dropping before the tour, because then he would have something to perform while he's on tour, some new material. He talked about Scary Hours 3, for example, in the Table for One interview that dropped right after he dropped Honestly Nevermind last year. Obviously, we did never get Scary Hours 3. That is still up in the air whenever that is going to drop. But now we got a new album that might have the potential to drop before the show. It's called For All The Dogs. Apparently, it's a new album that goes together with the books. And here is why I think it could still be dropping this week. Let's take a look at this. So what you see right here is a screenshot from the Drake-related website when it comes to the tour and the dates from March of this year. As you can see, back then, it was still scheduled to start on June 16th. Obviously, that is not the case because now it's June 25th and we don't have the first leg of the tour yet. In the meantime, it was going to be June 29th, so this upcoming Thursday, which is why a lot of people were saying the 23rd was going to be the last day that he could possibly drop Scary Hours 3. Me, myself included, I said that in a video about a week ago, actually, because he couldn't then drop the 30th because then he would already be on tour. But here is the crazy part about this, because over the past couple of hours, apparently, and I've only seen people say this beginning in the past couple of hours, or ever since yesterday, ever since he made this announcement, we've gotten some updates to these tour dates. This right here is a screenshot from right now, right before recording this video, June 25th, 2023. And as you can see, the first leg of the tour, Chicago, is now scheduled for Wednesday, July 5th. And July 5th is the week before the Friday, July 7th, obviously, but the week after June 30th. And why would he announce a new album? And we always had this theory about Scary Hours 3 dropping before the tour. Why would he announce this album and then move the tour dates back with it so that he has one more Friday that he could still drop? Now, another thing that I find very, very interesting, and we talked about this in combination with the Young Thug album that dropped only 2 days ago at this point. Drake also obviously reposted a couple of the QR codes because he was featured on the album twice. The first of the features was ass and the second was pretty good. Y'all know who I'm talking to if you're the people that called me out of being a Drake hater. I'm not, man. I'm really not. I love the guy. But I just thought the first feature was really terrible. But when it came to the rollout of this Young Thug album, Drake also reposted the countdown, the QR code, all of that. And one thing was very, very interesting. And I made a video about this when it happened. I mentioned this and was like, maybe this is connected to Scary Hours 3. Well, maybe it is connected to For All The Dogs now. Because Drake posted the QR code, the promo for Young Thug's album, and said, "You owe me this time, midnight at Thugger Thugger 1. And then Young Thug commented to Drake and said, "You will be paid." And so even when this happened and we didn't have the announcement for the book or the new album, I already thought, okay, maybe Drake was supposed to be dropping on the 23rd. and he was going to be doing that with Scary Hours 3 because then he could have something that he could then play on tour. Kind of the theories we've made over the past couple of months all the time. And then he had to move it because Thug wanted to drop his album a week after Gunna maybe dropped. We've had all these phone calls now from jail about Young Thug wanting to drop right after Gunna so he can kind of respond to him, all of that stuff going on. But maybe Drake had to move his release date because he's obviously in very close relation with Young Thug, being featured on the album twice, having phone calls to jail and all of that. And Thugger was like, okay, you know, just move your tour. You can drop the week after, and I will drop the week before. It kind of seems like that. Drake saying you owe me this time because he moved his album because of Thugger, and Thugger saying you will be paid. So there was a little bit suspicious. And now with the whole tour moving, honestly, to me, it wouldn't be surprising if Drake decides to drop on June 30th. And also, it will be kind of a 1-year anniversary for Honestly Nevermind because that dropped on June 17th of 2022. He could have chosen the 16th this year. That would have been a Friday, so that would have been perfect. But he didn't, so that's all cool. One thing I did want to mention, though, which you've probably also thought of, the first thing that came to mind with these crazy release schedules we have for late June, early July now, is that Uzi is dropping on the 30th. Uzi is dropping the Pink Day on the 30th. We've gotten that confirmation through various sources. Him confirming it in the Uzi Choppers chat was the final one that kind of gave it the nail in the coffin. So we know that Uzi's dropping that day. Drake could obviously be dropping the same day, no matter what. You know, he will outsell Uzi. But that would mean Uzi wouldn't get a number one. Maybe Uzi will push back his album, and then Travis needs to push it back. Travis is even rumored to be dropping on the 30th. So if really everything just goes crazy and uncoordinated, we might get a Drake album, a Travis album, and an Uzi album all on the 30th. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Travis will likely drop July 7th or 14th or 21st. Uzi likely will stay dropping the 30th if Drake doesn't announce it anytime soon, and then he has time to push it back a week. But we might be getting a new Drake album before he goes on tour because all this tour moving, the dates moving seems suspicious in combination with those comments. And he didn't really give us a date for this thing. You know, sometimes he says, hey, yo, I'll drop this fall or something like that. He didn't do it this time. So I don't know. And if it's connected to the book, then it needs to release sometime around the release of the book, if it's connected to it, if he made it with the intention of putting it out with the book. Also, another thing that I did think about was Scary Hours, because usually he drops Scary Hours 6 months before a new album drops. He didn't do it this time. Maybe Scary Hours 3 is For All the Dogs, or maybe Scary Hours 3 is going to come after the album, or he's going to drop Scary Hours 3 on the 30th, and then For All the Dogs 6 months later. That's the combinations, the different type of theories we have right now. I know it's a lot. Drake just announced a new album yesterday, but I wanted to put this video out the same day because that's the theory we have right now, and hopefully we'll get more info on this in the next coming days, and I'll keep y'all updated, so make sure you stay subscribed. But for now, this is all we know. Let me know what y'all think about this, though. Are y'all excited for All the Dogs by Drake, and when do you think it is dropping? Do you think it'll be June 30th with those pieces of evidence that I just showed y'all? All of your theories and your thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.